So I just finished this print, and I haven't printed with ABS in a while, and that's what this is. I can't really stand the fumes of ABS, so that's pretty much why I don't use it. But I do have 2 rolls that I want to get rid of, so I think I can stand ABS long enough to make some small prints every once in a while. So anyway, so I printed this little screwdriver handle, and you can see it's quite small. I already printed a few of these with PETG, and they're pretty handy, so I figured, well, if I'm going to do a test print, I may as well make it something useful, so I printed another one. So I'm working on this old Singer sewing machine. It's an Athena 2000. It's an electronic sewing machine. It has a bunch of fancy stitches and stuff. A friend of mine got this at a yard sale for $5. I don't know how long she's had it, at least a few years anyway. And it's been acting up, so I told her I'd take a look at it. A guy on Facebook gave me the service manual for this, so now I have that, and that should come in handy. So pretty sure the timing's out, so I'm going to check that later. I've already oiled most of the stuff that needs to be oiled and cleaned it out. There's a shit ton of lint in it and stuff, so yeah, cleaned all that out, and mostly it's working fine, except for in straight stitch mode it's skipping stitches, so pretty sure it's the timing. So I'll fix that up later. Not sure if I'll do it on video, but I might think about it. I'm not sure yet though. And another thing I was working on is my 3D printer here. This is my old one. So this is a Tronxy P802M, and I was having some problems with the bed. So the Y-axis movement was kind of rough and stiff. So I took a look at it, and what I found out was the original clamp that holds the belt was too high up, so it was putting a lot of stress on the bed and it wouldn't move smooth. So I went on Thingiverse and I found this one. I printed it out, but it was too long, so I had to go on Tinkercad, chop the top off of it. I had to chop most of this, well, actually all of this piece off, so it only has two screw holes now. It's on the bed, so I can't really show it to you, but anyway, so it worked out pretty good. Now it's nice and smooth, and it works pretty good. So this is a decent 3D printer, but I think eventually I'm going to have problems with this acrylic frame, and that's why I bought the new one. And I've been trying to figure out a spot to put it, because I don't really have a lot of space in this apartment. My son bought me this little, I don't even know what it's for. It's like some sort of work table. It has these drop leaves on the side, and yeah, Apollo name on it. I'm guessing that's the brand name. And it has this big space at the bottom. The lighting's kind of crappy in here, so you'll have to excuse it being dark under here. But anyway, so it's got that big space underneath, and that printer fit in there pretty good. The only problem is it's really close to the floor, so if I want to print something, I'm going to have to get down here and start the printer up and all that stuff. But the main reason for putting it over here, really close to that printer, is so I can hook it up to my Raspberry Pi and use it with octoprint. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be working on that probably later on today. I'm not going to bother recording it. It's just pretty basic. You set up octoprint the same way as I did with this printer, so not too big a deal. Anyway, there's my 3D printed case for my Raspberry Pi. I added a fan to it, and I'm powering it with the power supply for this printer, but I'm going to have to change that because I don't want to have to power this printer on every time I want to print with this one, so yeah, I'm going to have to get a power adapter for the Raspberry Pi so I can power it independent from both of these printers. Anyway, so that's about it. That's all I'm doing today, and yeah, I got it all set up and plugged in so it's powered up. I lost all the footage of me assembling this thing, but it was pretty straightforward. Most of it was put together anyway. I just had to bolt these uprights here. I had to bolt those on, slide this down, and just do a little setup on it. It was no big deal at all. So anyway, I'm going to go before I run out of space on my SD card. Just wanted to show you guys that I am making some progress on my new 3D printer, and I finally found at least a temporary spot to put it. I think I'm going to get a better table so I can put both of them on the table side by side, because it's going to be a little tricky bending down here all the time to take prints off. Once I get it hooked up and set up in Octoprint, it's not going to be that big a deal to run it, because I can run it through my computer, and all I have to do is come over here and hit the switch, and that'll be the extent of bending down until the print's done. But anyway,